Hey, what's up everyone, Paul from Grindhouse Funhouse, and today's 7 Days of Christmas movie selection is the 1980 slasher To All A Goodnight. The poster artwork you just saw would make you believe there's something supernatural or mystical happening in To All A Goodnight, but I'll burst that bubble right now and tell you that it's just a run-of-the-mill slasher set during Christmas time. What makes it noteworthy is that it was directed by 70s favorite exploitation movie creep David Hess. He of Last House on the Left and House on the Edge of the Park. It's his one and only feature-length directorial effort. And it was written by Alex Rebar, who played the Incredible Melting Man in The Incredible Melting Man. To All A Goodnight was a rushed production. They only had 10 days to shoot, so they could be done by the end of December 1979. It basically was made to cash in on the success of Halloween. It borrowed from the first Christmas slasher Black Christmas, released a few months before the first Friday the 13th movie, and I believe this was the first Killer Santa movie predating Christmas Evil by 10 months. And yet, barely anyone remembers To All A Goodnight. I myself only recently discovered it because of its Christmas setting. The main reason it's barely remembered is that it's not good. The plot is pretty much the exact same as Black Christmas, with a group of girls staying at their sorority house over the Christmas break and being killed one by one by a psycho, done here by someone wearing a Santa suit. It all stems from a tragedy that occurred 2 years prior at the Calvin Finishing School for Girls, when a sorority initiation or prank, not quite sure which, went wrong, resulting in a dummy falling to her death, and now she's being avenged. The main girl in this, Nancy, is played by Jennifer Runyon, and she's way too wholesome and virginal to be around this bunch of horny animals. A lot of what she does in the movie is walk around either the house or outside.
What you doing?
Walking.
Oh.
Glass of milk in hand for some reason, and pout. She'll interact once in a while with the creepy, religiously inclined groundskeeper.
You must pray. Pray so the devil won't claim you for one of his own.
But he gets dispatched pretty quickly. The remaining characters are all interchangeable and they will all die boring deaths. A boyfriend of one of the girls and his friends flew in secret by Harry Reams, credited here as Dan Stryker, playing the pilot in a cameo to get it on with all these college girls, but Harry stayed behind and probably played with his noodle, while this douche nozzle with the guitar got it on.
I don't sing so good.
They're so into wanting to take it to the bone zone that they don't even notice that a bunch of their friends went missing and are possibly dead. There's 2 inept cops that gets called in to investigate the matter, but they are useless and scuzzy creeps to boot. Like in that scene with Nancy, when one of the cops gets handsy with her face, holding on to it for what it feels like an eternity. And the other cop doesn't waste time sleeping with the horniest kooky chick in the bunch. So cringy. I gotta say, my one big laugh in the movie is when we get a "get it together" slap after one of the girls witness a slashing in front of her.
We're gonna die! We're all gonna die!
Pull yourself together. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
On a technical level, there's a lot of ADR issues. The score is god-awful. There's a lot of day for night scenes which should never ever be used in any circumstances in a movie ever. There's no suspense or tension being built whatsoever. A lot of scenes last for way too long. Either they just wanted to pad the runtime or the editor did not give a fuck. I would describe it as lethargic and lazily paced with low effort kills. It doesn't take long to figure out who the killer is, and there's a final reveal that's just dumb and feels like they must have come up with it on that day. So yeah, the whole movie is a mess. There's nothing scary about it, and the one saving grace usually when all fails in a slasher is the nudity, and that can even be a selling point. As far as it being a Christmas movie, the fact that it's set in sunny California, you definitely don't get a Christmas vibe. Yes, it's set during Christmas vacation, the killer does wear a Santa suit, and there's a Christmas tree in the living room, but it needed a wintry environment to make it a true Christmas slasher. All in all, I'd say watch it for its historical value, if only for that, and that's even pushing it. And I gotta say, this was a terrible waste of a good movie title. On the Santa Claus zombie head meter I created to give you a sense of how Christmassy things are, I'll give it 1.5 Santa Claus zombie heads out of 5. Links to streaming and purchasing To All A Goodnight are available in the description below. Go visit all my socials at Grindhouse Funhouse. Let me know your thoughts on To All A Goodnight, and come back in 48 hours for another 7 days of Christmas movie pick.
If you get a chance, bring me back a couple of presents, okay? Men.